All right, so today I'm going to walk you through what a Boolean is, why it's important, and how we can use it within 3 examples and relate it to a data dictionary. Check this out. All right, so first up we have a Boolean value of true. So Boolean can only mean 2 things, right? It's true or false, so yes or no. So just think about it in that aspect. So this one is already hard to find as well. So is raining is defined as true, meaning yes. Now, the expression we have here is if is raining, print, bring an umbrella, and then else, so meaning if you don't see that, and if it's false, for example, then enjoy the sunshine. So we're going to run that, and it's going to say bring an umbrella. Why? Because this is true, so it's meeting that first condition. If I wrote this as false and I ran that, now it's going to show the opposite. Let's show you example 2 now, so it makes even more sense. All right, so this one we have age equals 20, is adult equals age is greater than or equal to 18. So that means if you're 18 years or older, you're considered an adult, right? So this person's age is 20. So it's going to print the age, the value of 20 here, and print is adult on if they're an adult or not, based upon the condition. So we're going to run that, and the adult is true because it does meet that condition because it's contingent on this expression here. Now we don't technically have the hard value, the text of true or false here, but this is another way to introduce Boolean as well and produce a Boolean output of true or false. Now if I just change this really quick and I put less than or equals to and ran that, now it's going to say false, right? Because it's based upon what it's asking and the condition prior as well. All right, so example number 3. So record, this one is a dictionary. How do you know it's a dictionary? Because it has this curly bracket in it. So anything within the curly bracket defined as a dictionary, which is technically an object within Python. So it's storing all this as one record, right? So whatever you call it, you can call it toy, you can call it whatever you want, right? But it's storing it as called record. And everything within this record has this exact type of value. So employee ID is going to be that. Years of service is going to be hard-coded as 15. They have a security clearance. They are active. And they're flagged for review. So false, meaning they're probably not set for another clearance review, maybe. Now, the next one we have is should include them in metrics. So the next thing below that is going to be record. So it's going to be referencing this. So years of service is greater than or equals to 10. Do they meet that condition? Yes or no, right? That's going to be a Boolean. And, meaning they have to meet the first one and the next one. So is true. So do they have a security clearance? True or false? And also this one too. So are they active? True or false? And then the record, are they flagged for review? True or false? And then print should include in metrics. And then based upon this condition and everything that's in the record dictionary, looking at this person's employee ID of 1123's values, it's going to return true or false. So we're going to run that real quick, and it's going to say true. Why? Because everything is false here, that matches here, true matches here, true matches there as well. And then this is greater than or equal to 10, and their value is 15. Now, if I just simply change this to less than or equals to, or I change this to a false, for instance, it's going to return me a false, right? I can even change this back to this, and I can run it again, and it's going to still say false because not everything matches, because it's saying and, right? So it has to meet all these conditions in order to return true or false. So in real analytics, Booleans show up as fields in your data dictionary, right? So for example, if you have a location based upon your data set that you have living within your data dictionary, and that location for your branch is no longer active, you don't necessarily delete that entire record from your database. You kind of just inactivate it. If you ever need to activate it again, you don't have to reintroduce that. You already have it within your database. You just turn that back on. All right, but with that said, that's a quick rundown of what Boolean is. Hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, y'all.